You know what? This may be a little interesting. I'm pretty keen on wanting to know what's going on and what other people's thoughts are about this. Guys, welcome back into yet another video. It is I, your Lord, back again, giving you another reaction. Guys, this reaction here, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be very, very, very interesting. And the only reason I say that is because this is a video that came across my, I guess, page or whatever when I was going through things or whatnot. But YouTube kind of recommended this video. And I thought this would be an interesting thing to react to, being as how I have already went through this. The video in question that I'm referencing is a video that's done by the creator known as Hypnotic. And that video title is interesting as it states that modern audiences are basically struggling with Ninja Gaiden 4. Now, you may see me smiling a bit. And I know it seems weird, but the reason I'm smiling a bit is because this kind of solidifies a lot of my thoughts and a lot of things that I've been thinking about when it came to this particular game. What I mean by that is this game is not built for certain people. A lot of people are trying to play this game or wanted to play the game because, hey, it looked cool, it had flashy combos in it and all of this different stuff. And it's like, oh, this looks nice, right? While not knowing what the previous titles were or what Ninja Gaiden was at its inception. Real quick synopsis, when Ninja Gaiden came out, Ninja Gaiden was a harder game. It was the Souls-like of its era. A lot of people only kind of really know like Souls-like games, like your Dark Souls, your Elden Ring, your Night Range, your Bloodborne, all of that stuff. They're accustomed to that because that's the era in which they knew about, or the era in which those games kind of went to the forefront of gaming. Ninja Gaiden was before its time. It was a lot more difficult in the sense of enemies, in the sense of just constant, nonstop, in-your-face action. That's a lot to handle, especially in a game where you're having 6 and 7 people attack you at one time. Whereas in Elden Ring, you may get lucky with maybe 2 people that are fighting you at one time, but those 2 people are strong and they hit hard for sure. However, 7 compared to 2 is no comparison. So what we're going to do is we're going to get into this. This is extremely interesting to me as having been someone who has already beaten the game twice on hard and have done a Master Ninja difficulty run with Ryu, and I'm working on my 3rd run through with Yakumo on Master Ninja difficulty. So I want to see if I agree or disagree with the takes in which Hypnotic is going to raise within this particular video. Now, before we get into all that, guys, we got to get the business out the way. Y'all already know the deal. If you are enjoying the content that is being produced on this channel, feel free to go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, that like button, as well as subscribe to the channel, guys. Those 2 things are absolutely free. Doesn't cost you a goddamn dime, but those things do help the channel grow. Help us be seen to the algorithm. It helps push us to new heights, if you will, to where people are acknowledging and noticing my little wee old channel. And yeah, it just helps us grow. So those of you that have done those things, I appreciate you. Love you guys for that. And we just going to keep pushing forward and keep moving forward. Now, without further fucking ado, let's do this. All right, y'all. Let's see what we talk about here. The modern audience cannot handle Ninja Gaiden 4. Jeez. Let's see.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so in today's video, we're going to be talking about Ninja Gaiden 4. Now, the reason why we're talking about this game is because, well, it's come to my attention that a lot of streamers are not exactly very happy with the game. And we're not talking about because the game is bad. We're just talking about because the game is too hard. We're going to be going over a video from a streamer known as Reforge Gaming. I don't cover this guy too often, but the little bit of clips that I see of him, you know, they tend to be him kind of just complaining most of the time. But I saw this particular clip. I saw a few minutes of it. I wanted to react to the rest on video. because it goes to show the mindset of a lot of modern day players, in my opinion. A lot of
Mm.
modern day gamers that just really don't want to get good, right? And kind of defeat themselves mentally before the game even beats them down.
Yeah,
It really is
true.
quite unfortunate. But the reason why I'm making this video in particular is because of a post from Pirate Nation. It says the following: "This is so sad. The game is incredibly good." He ends up basically showcasing a screenshot of Ninja Gaiden having 4,577 people in game right now,
Mhm.
with an all-time peak of 11,217. For context sake, I brought it up myself, and I'm just going to refresh to be accurate. Right now, at the time of refreshing, it has 2,676 players right now,
Yeah.
with 6,664 people playing the game right now. All-time peak of 11,217.
Now, mind you guys, this is on Steam. Those are Steam numbers. That doesn't include Xbox numbers because, as we all know, with Xbox Game Pass, the game is free. So if you have Xbox Game Pass, you can play the game for free. But that's just Steam numbers itself. Now, again, I don't anticipate this game doing hundreds of thousands of people playing this game because, again, Ninja Gaiden is a sort of a niche type game. It's not really a game that people just play like that. You know what I'm saying? You have to be some type of fan or super fan, as I am, in order to kind of play the game, right? Have played one Black, two Black, three Sigma, one, two, all that. You had to have played all that. Hell, even going as far back as the NES, I played one, then I played two, Dark Sword of Chaos one, and three. So it's like, even going all the way back to those, that's where you find your hyper fans, your super fans, such as myself. We're the ones that are going to be playing the game. These you just got to take these type numbers with a grain of salt.
This kind of a video game was never going to do gangbusters numbers, okay? I also don't know what the
Bingo.
budget of this game is, but I can't
Bingo.
imagine it's super high. Like
Bingo.
I'm sure it's there somewhere, but it's not. I don't think it's super high. But regardless, this is the kind of game that is going to have long legs. It's not something that's necessarily going to do gangbusters numbers at the beginning
Correct.
and then just drop off massively. It's going to be a more consistent game. But there are a couple of reasons why I think that this game is suffering. So we're going to go over that. And then we're going to check out the video from Reforge Gaming. So stick around, grab some popcorn. Let's talk about it. I made a post over here on X that says the following. I said simply high price, which it does have a high price, by the way. Currently, the game sitting on Steam is $70.
Yeah.
Okay. $70 right now on Steam. It's absolutely insane. It's got 87.95% reviews, so it's doing pretty.
Well, it's not really insane because it's still somewhat a AAA game. Team Ninja is a AAA studio. Team Ninja makes a lot of good games. So that's why you're going to get AAA numbers, right? Plus, you got Platinum Games. Platinum Games already specializes in Bayonetta, which is also another AAA game, in my opinion, that was for like Nintendo and stuff like that. So you have two powerhouse developers coming together to make one game. $70 is not that bad.
Good on reviews, but it's a $70 game, just so people have an understanding. High price, high difficulty, and by difficulty, Ninja Gaiden's difficulty has been something that has been basically turning boys into men for a long time. Okay?
Yeah.
People have called back to some of the OG Ninja Gaidens as some of the hardest games they've ever played. Yeah. This is no different. And to be fair, a lot of people are saying that this particular Ninja Gaiden is easier than some of the OG ones.
It is.
But I'll leave that up to you to decide if you play the game.
It is. And I can honestly say without a shadow of a doubt it is. Like Master Ninja, my Master Ninja run that I did for Ryu was substantially easier than my Master Ninja run that I was doing on Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. When I played Ninja Gaiden 2 Black Master Ninja run, man, I had to stop playing, to be honest with you. I only got to chapter 3, which was the New York chapter. And it was so difficult because in actuality, I would get hit twice, like 2 times, guaranteed twice, and I'm dead. Like I wouldn't even get a shot. Like it was like almost to the point of I had to play perfect in order to even proceed on into the next fucking chapter. I had to play perfect. This game by far is so much easier than in Master Ninja than the previous titles. So much easier.
Ultimately, it was not a game that was going to be easy. Anybody who knows Ninja Gaiden knows it's probably not going to be an easy game. So high difficulty, niche crowd of interest. And by niche crowd of interest, essentially what I'm saying is that this game has been dormant. This franchise has been dormant for a while. Okay. This franchise has been dormant for a while. Elden Ring, From Software games have dominated action games. We are now seeing the return of hack and slash action games that we
That's
used
true.
to get
That's
back in the
true.
day. But for many years recently, it's all been Souls games. That's essentially what's been dominating that particular market. But now we're getting both, which I think is great. So
Like I said in the beginning, this is very. I mean, I haven't even now. Granted, this is my first time watching this video. I've never watched this video, but again, he's making very fundamental points, like I made in the beginning. It's a niche game. It has a niche crowd. It's not. It's high difficulty. It's not something that's gonna do, like he said, big numbers. We're not gonna be getting 100,000 something people playing the game. It's just not gonna happen. But yeah, for the longest of times, this game has lying dormant. This game is, by all accounts, like I said, the originator of Souls type. It was the Souls like game of its time, of its era, because it was difficult. It did have, a high, um, I guess, a high ceiling in terms of high skill ceiling. It had that. It definitely had a high skill ceiling. Most people were so boggled down with the whole Elden Ring and Souls like games that they forgotten how games like this was. So, being as how this is difficult, and to me it really wasn't, but to difficult to other people, I can only imagine when my game that I've been highly anticipated, another highly anticipated game that I can't wait for. I'm talking about, I'm fiending for it, like fiending for it, which is Phantom Blade Zero. That's going to be more along the lines of a Ninja Gaiden esque type game. So it's going to have high difficulty, high numbers of enemies trying to kill you at one time. So you're going to have to be, you know, all over the place in terms of trying to figure out what to do and what's best in that scenario. So yeah, they're not gonna like that game either.
this game was never going to do massive numbers, in my opinion. A lot of
Mm,
people will pick it up due to
right,
word of mouth, get
right,
their ass kicked, and refunded immediately. Happens all the times
right,
with games like this.
right,
Elden Ring was an anomaly. And again, I brought up Elden Ring because that's the one that people are going to call back to as being an action game like that
right,
that did gangbusters numbers. And again,
right,
that's like Elden Ring is the end game of the MCU for From Software games, but Elden Ring was the open world game that people were asking for after being fans of From Software games for a long, long, long time.
right.
Playing Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, Sekiro, Demon Souls, like that was the precipice of what everybody was asking
Right.
for. So
Sure.
Elden Ring, and then with word of mouth, and the fact that it was the easier of all the Souls games, in my opinion, did gangbusters numbers, right?
Elden Ring was easier than all the other Souls games. Elden Ring is very easy. It was easier than Sekiro, easier than Bloodborne, easier than Dark Souls. It was. Elden Ring was a lot easier because of the fact that you had a lot of like abilities in a sense. What I mean by abilities, like you had a lot of Ash of Wars that you could do. Hell, you could literally just level up your mimic tier. Once you got that mimic tier, you level it up 100%. Bro, you can run through the game. You know what I'm saying? You can literally run through the game. That's why I was so excited when Shadow of the Erdtree came out, because Shadow of the Erdtree harkened back to being difficult, and not a lot of people completed Shadow of the Erdtree because they couldn't, because it wasn't that mimic tier played no role in that. You actually had to have some sensibility of some type of skill set in order to beat Shadow of the Erdtree.
So a lot of people pick it up due to word of mouth, get their ass kicked. Elden Ring was an anomaly, but it overall is much slower compared to Ninja Gaiden. It is, by the
Mm,
way. And Bloodborne is another game I forgot too that is more action oriented. But even Bloodborne being more action oriented is still light years slower than a game like Ninja Gaiden.
for sure.
Two vastly different games, and quite frankly, most gamers these days can't keep up with a game like this, even with all the accessibility options.
Mm,
And I stick to that, right? I stick to that. The reason why is because Ninja Gaiden is unbelievably fast
yes.
compared to a Souls-like game.
Yes.
A Souls-like game is more methodical in its approach. It's definitely slower, and you have
For sure.
gear, stats, and all that
For
stuff.
sure.
Things that are important outside of the fast-paced combat, slow-paced combat, defense mode, whatever, dual wield, however you want to play the game, you have options.
Right.
But when it comes to Ninja Gaiden, it's all about speed. All of it's about speed, reaction, and combos. That's what it's
Mm-hmm.
about. And unfortunately, I think a lot of gamers just aren't fast enough these days to play games like that anymore. They might have been in the past, but truth be told, I'm seeing people play this game and they're getting destroyed.
The fact of the matter is people playing this game and getting destroyed is because of the fact they're not really thinking. They're not really they're not accustomed to it. They're just not accustomed to it. Now again, I had some difficulty, definitely had some difficulty on that on the what's the name that wolf boss. The third basic boss, I had a lot of trouble. I think I died like a total of like 30 sometimes, 40 sometimes, something like that. I died a lot to him, a lot. But it was because, again, I was getting hit by things that I should have been getting hit by, just being extra greedy and stuff like that. But once I learned them, I never lost to him again. I may have lost to him on my Master Ninja run. On my Master Ninja run, I think I only lost to him, that boss, once. I got hit on some BS and lost to him, I think, once or twice. And that was it. Because but that was because, again, I died so many fucking times. I was able to mimic what happened and know exactly what that motherfucker was gonna do before he did it. So
There are some people obviously that are playing it and doing just fine, but it all depends on the kind of gamer they are.
yeah.
But it's on plus it's on Game Pass, so that does eat some market. Now I saw some people coping about this. They did not like the fact that I mentioned it's on Game Pass, and I want to reiterate and make sure
Wow.
people understand. I'm not saying that that's the only reason, but
Yeah.
I think you're insane if you think that the game being on Game Pass did not make it lose copies sold. I think that's insane. If you think the game did not lose copies sold because it's on Game Pass, that's wild,
Yeah, that's
right?
very
Even if the
crazy.
game was popular, it still would have lost copies sold to Game Pass.
For
Just
sure.
like Expedition 33. Expedition 33 was extremely popular. People bought the game outside of Game Pass, but you
Mm-hmm.
are crazy if you think they didn't lose any copies due to Game Pass. They absolutely did.
Yeah,
There are
absolutely.
people
They
that are
lost
playing
it.
it on Game Pass that refuse to buy the game because they played it on Game Pass. Same
Absolutely.
thing with every other game that was successful that was still on Game Pass. There isn't many, but the ones that were, they still lost copies regardless.
Yeah.
Look at Call of Duty. Call of Duty is still considered successful, even though their numbers are going down more and more and more. But we just found out recently that Call of Duty lost over 4 million copies sold due to Game Pass.
Yeah.
That's a huge fucking number, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter whether you're successful or not. You're still going to lose some copies
For
sold
sure.
no matter what.
If you don't think that,
Then
then
I said,
something's
I
wrong with
imagine
you.
the console sales are similar in scope, if not slightly ahead. But this year we got flooded, and this is the really important part. This year we got flooded with high-priced AAA titles, spreading people's wallets too thin, in my opinion. Indie titles have gained massive popularity as well,
Yeah.
causing money that would otherwise go to AAA to go to indie instead.
I agree with
Now,
that.
again,
I 100% agree with that. A lot of these indie titles have gotten kind of stepped their game up as far as development goes. A lot of the indie titles nowadays are very, very good. They're very, very quality games that anybody would gladly spend an additional, whatever it's cost for. A lot of these indie titles are cheap too. They are the price of games of yesteryear, right? They're like $20, $30 for a quality game that is lengthy as well, because that's a big thing for me. A big thing for me is games that are lengthy. Like, I like the games to be lengthy, good as well, but I like them to also be lengthy in time to where it's like I don't feel like I wasted my money. Like, I don't want to spend 30, 40, 50, 60 plus dollars on a game and I'm only the game's story or whatever I got to do pretty much to completion is only going to take me like 7 hours to beat. I don't want that. That's just that's a waste of my time. Whereas I want something that's going to at least take me anywhere from 15 to 20 hours to beat, or if not longer. I want something that's going to have some type of meat on the bone. You know what I mean? I don't want to be, playing scraps. So,
and me personally, okay, I think that this is the more prominent issue over anything else. You are Ninja Gaiden, right? A series that has been dormant for the most part for a fairly long time. Even if you were hyped and people were looking forward to it, myself included, it's still fairly dormant for the most part.
yeah.
Ninja Gaiden coming out at $70 is a very high price point for a lot of people that have been buying games that have been $20 or less, right? There is a game going viral right now on Steam, RV There Yet, that right now has passed over 100,000 players on Steam. People are playing the hell out of the game. And granted, these are two totally different markets, but I'm just
Sure.
giving you an idea of where indie is versus AAA.
Right.
100,000 concurrent on Steam with a price point of $7.19.
Correct.
Right? If you want to look at Hollow Knight Silk Song, $20, you can look at whatever you want. The point is that $70 Ninja Gaiden game, while it sounds amazing, starts to become less amazing sounding when surrounded by a bunch of games that are $20 or less. Or if you want to talk about AAA, some games that are $50 or less, right? There are some games out
True.
there that are $50 or less that are offering way more content. This game
True.
is short, to my understanding. It's about 10 hours long, give or take. I've seen some people be.
Yeah, it's roughly. Again, if you beat it on complete, now again, like if you're on normal, like for me, again, I played it on hard. So by playing it on hard, I did a full 24-hour stream. I did a break in between. I think that break was lengthy. I think I did like a 15 to 30 minute break or something like that. But I did stream 24 hours nonstop, stayed up 24 hours nonstop, and I played the game. The very next day, I beat the game. I was at the end, but I didn't quite beat it. I got to the final boss at the end of my 24-hour stream, but I could feel my, skill set waning, and my reaction time was just shit at that time. But at that time, I decided to go ahead and get off. The very next day, I played it and I beat it. Probably took me, I want to say maybe like 30 minutes to beat the final boss. So in essence, it probably took me a grand total on hard, maybe like 25, 26 hours, probably, give or take. So yeah, that's on hard. Now, if I would played on normal, yeah, I probably would have ran through the game. On normal, I would have beaten the game in probably less than 10 hours. I might do that as a challenge, to be honest with you, see how quickly I can beat it on normal. Because normal is, nothing.
Beat it in. So it's completely different, right? With all this being said, I want to go to the other part, which is about people and I guess gamers overall, I don't know, mentality when it comes to difficult games these days. I see people pick up.
But there's another thing too. He already said that this dude just likes to complain about games too. So if he's just a complainer, this guy that is below me, like you can't see him. But if he just complains about games the whole time, then then it's not. Yeah.
Games like this all the time. Now, in this scenario, Reforge Gaming got a review code. He didn't actually pay for the game, so shill's got a shill, but he got a review code, and this is a 9-minute clip. We're gonna react to a few minutes of it, but I just want to show you how people defeat themselves in their mind before they even actually get to the point where they can even get good, right? And I don't understand. Like, if you know that these kind of games are not for you, why would you even take a review code for it? Why would you even bother? At least that's the mindset that he seems to be in. So we're gonna react to this right now and see what he has to say. Let's bring it up on screen. Here we go.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you.
I moved myself up for the sake of the video, just because of the fact that, so you can at least see who he's referencing when they're talking about this. But let's continue.
Something right now. I'm never gonna remember any of this. Let's go.
So right off the bat, the game's trying to teach you combos. And he's like, yeah, I'm not going to remember any of this. Bro, come on, man.
Yeah, that's
Come
crazy.
on, man. You've got to be fucking kidding me, bro.
That's crazy.
What do you mean you're not going to remember any? Are you even going to try?
That's crazy.
Are you going to try to remember any of this? The
crazy.
truth is that I don't think he's trying to because he doesn't want to.
Right.
I think what it is he took the review code to get all the clicks for being day one playing this game, and he never planned to play it again. He just wanted to play it one time to get people into his stream for that one time, and that's it. It's like, what do you mean you're not even going to try to remember this? Do you have TikTok rot brain that much you can't remember combos? Are you out of your fucking mind?
And that just goes to show, like, for me, being a real gamer, that's what I say. Like, the real gamers are gone. That era of real gaming, of people actually genuinely playing the game because it's something that they like, that era is gone, man. It's gone. And if you're gonna just sit up here and complain and say you're not going to remember the combo, shows me, and as he already mentioned, as Hypnotic mentioned, the lack of interest in the game to begin with. If you knew you weren't going to want to play the game like that anyway, why the fuck even accept the code? Why even take the code for that? When that code could have been given to somebody who actually genuinely was a fan of the game, per se me, right? I'm just saying, like, it didn't have to be me, but I'm saying somebody who's a fan like me could have gotten the game, could have gotten the code and played the game and enjoyed the hell out of it. But you get a code for what? Right? Because you got a name? That's the shit that's irritating. It's like you guys don't know how lucky you got it when you guys get to play these certain games. You have to play the game and love the game because you genuinely are interested in that game, not getting it for clicks and views because it's something that's popular that's about to come out and you know damn well it's not a game that you would even play. It's pathetic, man. Pathetic.
That doesn't make any sense.
I can't move. This is terrible.
Oh my god. Bro, this reaction timing is triggering me. I'm not I'm not gonna lie to you. It is literally triggering me.
Yeah.
Like this man is purposely. What do you mean you can't move? You were literally running around. You slipped and slide. What are we doing?
This is awful. They give you all those tutorials and then unfreeze it, and they're like, there's 7 people punching you. Okay.
He wants this to be like a Rings of Power episode where one person punches you at one time. What are we doing? Bro.
This is...
And I'll be honest with you, based off of the health bar that I'm seeing, he's playing on normal. If not normal, on easy. Something like that. But he's not playing on hard. I can tell you that much right now. I can tell you that. He ain't playing on hard. So
it's really hard. I can't adequately even get to the gun guy to get him. I can't get a moment.
Bruh.
And you know what's sad? What's sad is that the game is actually being very forgiving right now because the game is kicking his ass so goddamn bad. Like he's actually getting destroyed right now, and he still has HP to fight back.
I just said, did I not just say this? I literally just said, this dude is not playing on hard. He's not, he's absolutely right. Hypnotic is 100% correct. This game is actually still being extremely forgiving because he's getting hit multiple times. Y'all can see it. But he still has a health bar. He still has health. So they're giving you health. They're doing something for you. They're giving you some type of sensu bean or a half of a sensu bean. I don't know. But they helping you out, brother.
It's fucking crazy. The game is being very forgiving to him compared to former games. It's like, what are we doing, bro? I'm looking at this combat and I'm thinking to myself, I can't wait to play this game. You know, but this guy, he's looking at this. He's like, how can I make up an excuse to stop playing this game so that my fans don't bother me over it?
Okay, I got you.
That was cool.
Well, I was doing something.
That was so fucking cool. Sorry, I just had to say that. That was so cool.
I've done it multiple
but
times,
you've got the room full of
buddy.
these douchebags. Jiminy Christmas.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm dead. I'm trying to do all the things they're teaching me, and like I feel like that misfire.
See, that's the problem. So you're saying you're trying to do everything that they're teaching you, but at the beginning, you said that you're not going to remember any of that. So how are you trying to get good at what they're teaching you when you just said that you don't even remember what they tried to teach you?
Bingo. Ding, ding. Absolutely correct. You literally just got on here and complained and stated that you weren't going to remember that. When they showed you the karma, when they showed you how to go into your berserk state and to be able to do the blood kill, you said you weren't going to remember that. You said, I'm not going to remember this. And you just skipped right past it. Now you're trying to say, oh, I'm doing everything that they're showing me how to do. No, you weren't. You just admitted to the fact that you weren't paying attention to what they were showing you. So how are you doing everything that they said that they were telling you if you just admitted to not paying attention to it and not going to remember it? Come on, man. Come on. You just, like he said, you're just looking for an excuse not to play the game, right? You just want to get up here and complain about the game. But these are the people that get codes. These are the people that gets to test out the games that people like me and others are bloodthirsty fans for, right? Y'all get the codes. Y'all get that bullshit. But we don't, right? It's crazy. Crazy.
You can't get good at something you don't remember. What are we doing?
I feel like you're supposed to fall into that fight and you get to try out the Berserk, and it glitched out. I was like up in the corner and it was like, no, you're not going to get to try this new feature. I think I messed it up by my entrance. Are you supposed to maybe go to the right? They teach you about it, and then you jump in the room and do it. I wonder if that's what's supposed to happen. Like, I swung across and like I landed in the corner.
That's why they have a training room for the game. If you actually paid attention to the game, or you actually did research when the game was actually coming out, Team Ninja and all of them made videos. They did a difficulty level video explaining about the different difficulty levels, and they explained within that fucking video that you have a training ground, you have a training room to where you can train the moves in case you get overwhelmed, right? You get an issue like you're having to where the move shows up on the screen and you're starting to get overwhelmed by the characters. And you can go back on your checkpoint. It'll start you back at the checkpoint, but you can go in and train the move that you just learned. But you would know this if you actually did research and cared about the game.
All right, we're gonna skip ahead a little bit because I don't really. He dies basically.
Oh, of course he does.
He dies.
Of course he does.
I want to skip to the part where it's basically just like fuck this, like this is not for me, kind of a deal right now because he dies clearly a lot. Like he's dying in this level often, and he's clearly not very happy over there. Look, he died again. Game over. And he eventually just basically says, "Hey, that's not for me." So here, let me.
I will say that particular area, that's very early on in the game. That's probably. I think that's the first pylon that you have to destroy, if I'm not mistaken. That's the area in which there's like a bunch of enemies. It's like a wave after wave after wave. It's like, I think like 3 waves, if I'm not mistaken. It's like 3 waves of enemies. That is very taxing. That is very in your face. It could definitely be overwhelming, for sure. And I'm not saying that it's not going to be overwhelming. The thing is if you have not played any Ninja Gaiden games prior to, nor have you done any research on these games prior to, you're not going to fucking know that. And by you not knowing that, you're going to be caught off guard because of the overwhelming, push that the enemies are doing to you. You know what I'm saying? So,
let's go back to right here.
Dodges, I've got to watch for telegraphs. Homie, as soon as I get engaged with somebody, there's another guy you spawn in the room with rockets shooting me in the back. Like, sure. That's not fun. That isn't. That seems very, very cheap. It's like, so every time you spawn new enemies now, I got to do that. I got to target, and I got to run around the outer edge and kill 4 guys with guns before I can engage in the actual fight.
Yeah.
That's not my jam, yo. Like,
what are you talking about, bro? Like, that's the bro, that is how fighting goes. Any type of war combat, any type of anything goes like that. Hell, you can take Call of Duty, for instance, or Battlefield, for instance. If you are in a war and you're shooting at the enemy and you're in the trenches or wherever you are, or you're in the building or whatever the case may be, but you have a sniper, right? As they like to say, I'm sniper. There's a sniper such and such. And we're being pinned down. What does that mean? That means you're being pinned down by this sniper. That means that the priority now is to take out the fucking sniper. Not to take out the fucking other enemies. It's the sniper, because the sniper is the one that is causing the most issues. That is the one that is causing the most problems. So naturally, I need to prioritize the thing that is causing the most fucking problems. If the guys are in the back shooting you with rockets and guns, you need to go prioritize them. You need to go leave those other motherfuckers, let them chase you around, go take out those guys, and then you can focus in and hone in on the other people that are on the ground. Simple. That's just simple fucking fight logic. Yeah, these guys. These fucking motherfuckers. Jesus, man. These are people that get codes, though. These are people that get codes. Crazy.
In Yote or Tsushima, you got a couple of ranged enemies, okay, you take care of them.
Why am I not surprised he's gonna glaze Yote and Tsushima, the Sony exclusive games at the time? Why am I not surprised?
You know, you shoot
You have them. Yes, there are a few enemies, a few guys in the mode, but again, it's all timed too. Granted, it's still timed. And Yote, you can hear them say something like, oh, show, or whatever, and then they shoot the arrow at you, and you're able to roll and dodge and do that. But in that game, it's not as fast paced. They're not going to be as, unforgiving. It's a totally different fucking game, first of all. And yes, it's only a few people here and there that are scattered throughout that shoot arrows at you or shoot a gun at you or whatever the case may be. So yeah, you can easily go run over there and take them out. And then everything else is timed. You're standing there for the longest of time waiting on an attack just to parry it, right? This ain't that, partner.
shoot them with the bow or whatever, you charge them or whatever. I took out all the range guys, and I'm like, okay, let me get into the fight, and you just spawned more. Like, all right, that doesn't seem like a game I want to play. That seems like you're, I don't know, like it seems like you're almost like picking on the player. You're like, yeah, you ready to fight? Just kidding, there's a guy where you're sniping you. Go get him. Oh, you got him? Cool, get back to the fight. Just kidding, we spawn guys with rockets now. And you're like, oh, I don't want to play your game. That is
my
not
God.
my jam. Not my jam at all.
Yeah.
So, like, again, I don't want to make it seem like anything, but it literally seems as if you don't. Why did you take a review code for this game? That's really what I want to know.
Thank
because
you, bro.
you've never played a Ninja Gaiden game before, which is possible. I don't want to assume, but you either.
Nah, you probably right, Hypnotic. You probably did not play a fucking Ninja Gaiden game ever. I say Ninja Gaiden, you say Ninja Gaiden, whatever. But yeah, he's never played this game. I can tell you that much right now, just based off of his movement.
You never played a Ninja Gaiden game before, or you knew what you were going to play, and you knew you were going to quit before you even got anywhere close to playing the game. You knew that was it. Like you just wanted to make a stream with Ninja Gaiden in the title to get people in there, and that is essentially it. Like what are we doing? And imagine these are the people, and this is probably the most upsetting thing. These are the people that corporations are giving keys to. These are the people that corporations are giving keys to say, promote my game, play my game, check out my game.
Yeah, I swear, guys. I swear to you. I swear upon everything. I have not watched this video at all. My reaction that you are seeing right now of me is live. This is my reaction. This is me reacting to this. This man, Hypnotic, literally verbatim said the exact same thing I just said not too long ago. These are the individuals that are blessed with codes, review codes, access, all of this stuff, and yet be the main fuckers who have no skill, no desire to want to play the game, no desire to want to get better, no indication whatsoever that they were even remotely interested in the game, but yet you corporations are giving these fucks codes just so you can get eyeballs on it. And here you go, giving this fucker a code, and here he goes shitting on the game, talking about how the game is hard and I don't want to play this and this and that. And then you'll have people who are hardcore followers of this man be like, you know what? I don't want to play that either. And there you go. He may have, I don't know how many he has, but just for the lack of, just for hypothetical, he may have thousands of viewers or thousands and thousands upon thousands of followers, right? And each of those followers listen to this man, and now you've lost those thousands of potential customers because you gave this fuckhead a code because he doesn't know how to play the goddamn game.
For your viewers, his own viewers were making fun of him in the chat.
Oh,
I can only imagine how much further it got. So let's finish
That's
out. See
good.
what he says here.
I don't hang with games that do this layered combat stun lock thing where they expect you, I guess, to.
You were getting stun locked because you were not dodging. You were
Yeah.
getting stun locked because you were literally too slow. Like you were so slow that you were getting destroyed by the enemies. But the game expects you to dodge. The game expects you to be somewhat decent enough to dodge the enemy's attacks.
At least.
If you're getting stun locked because you're getting hit. You're not supposed to get hit.
Fail that fight like 6 times before you kind of figure it out. I don't play games like that. That's not what I do with my time.
You should have just stopped it. I don't play games because that's how it seems right now.
Yeah.
It's sad for me to say that, but that's really how it seems.
It's like Guitar Hero. You get the rhythm and you just vibe to win. Yeah. This is not for me. This is somebody else's pair. This isn't even somebody else's pair of shoes. This is like a pair of roller skates. It's like I'm not doing it. It's not for me. I gave it a college effort. I tried to learn the systems. I tried to read the tutorials and do.
No, you did. You didn't try to do any of that, because if you had tried to do any of that stuff, you would have been able to deep dive and understand that the game has, as I stated, a training mode to allow you to get better. If you truly did give it an honest try and wanted to actually genuinely learn the game, you would have went in there, found that they had a training mode, because as far as you've gotten, you ran into Tyrant. Tyrant is the guy that's on your same clan, and he literally, if you buy a move from him or purchase a move from him, he prompts you to train it. If you buy a move and purchase a move, what you ran into him, because Tyrant is right there with Umi right there. If you went to Tyrant, you've passed by it multiple times. Look, I'm quite sure if that was the code for the entire game, they had them in the code for the entire fucking game. I don't think they're going to just give you a code for just that stage. And on top of that, I'm not sure if they're going to give you just a code without any other things to learn the game, right? So I would assume that you saw Tyrant, you saw the Raven there, you saw Umi there. You had to have gone and talked to the fucking Raven, and he comes down, and if you purchase a move from him using your Ninja coin, it would prompt you to train the move. So if you truly gave it an effort, you would train, if knowing that you hadn't played this fucking game before, or even familiar with the game, right? Because the way that you're talking as if you've never played a Ninja Gaiden game in your life. That's the way that you sound to me. Because if you had played a Ninja Gaiden game in your life, you would know that it's fast paced like this. Literally all of them. So I'm confused.
The stuff, and I'm like, yeah, this is built for other people. This is.
Oh my god, dude!
Did
he quit in the tutorial? Oh my god!
It's not the tutorial. Hypnotic. No, it's not the tutorial.
Did he quit in the tutorial? I didn't even realize that was a tutorial.
It's not the tutorial. It's the first part of the game, but it's not the tutorial. The tutorial, you can't die in the tutorial. The tutorial starts off on a train, and you can't die. Like, you can't even lose health on the tutorial. So it's not the tutorial. This is part of the game. So,
oh no, oh no. How did you give a college effort if you're quitting at the start of the game?
It is the start of the game. It
Anyway,
is about, like, yeah.
Me. This is like me trying to play Mortal Kombat or something. It just isn't made for me. No, I've never been into Devil May Cry.
That explains a lot. That explains a lot. So here's what I will say. Let me finish up with this. Hold on. So what I will say is that at least Reforge Gaming had the balls to admit that, you know, something's not for him.
Sure.
But the reason why I don't accept that as an answer is because Reforge Gaming, when I see somebody do that, where they beat themselves in their own mind before they even give themselves a chance to get good at something or to try something, that shows me that you're not actually wanting to learn or wanting to try. When you say you gave it a good old college effort, I don't think that you did. I could just tell by the way you were speaking, the way you were acting, that you didn't actually give it an effort at all.
He did not.
You just wanted to move on with it right from the moment you started it. You already knew that this was not going to be a game for you, but you took the key anyway because it's a free game. So why would you not take it?
Right.
And you psyched yourself out the moment the game even fucking started.
Right.
It's unbelievable. Like, you have a defeatist mindset. I can't understand that. I refuse to understand that.
Yep.
Maybe that's just me
That's
as a
what he did.
person. I don't know, but I refuse to understand that. So, but hey, at least he was.
I mean, I'm fine to say, okay, cool. You know that this wasn't for you, so you were able to just say, you know what, fuck it, this ain't my cup of tea. I understand that. I 100% agree with that. If something is not to your cup of tea or not to your liking, you definitely have the right to say, you know what, fuck it, this ain't my shit, this ain't my jam. I get that, but don't get in here and proclaim, like he said, that you gave this game an initial college try. You gave it the old heave ho. But you really didn't. You didn't even go into anything. You just probably were getting lucky with a lot of the boss battles or a lot of the interactions you were doing with a lot of the enemies. Because again, as he mentioned too earlier, the game was being very forgiving for you, very forgiving. Because if you just had been on hard or Master Ninja, 2 hits you're dead. Damn near 2 hits you're done. So the fact that you were getting hit like, I don't know, maybe like 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 times and was still good. Yeah, that was bad. That's why I say, just seeing that alone, I would have breezed through the game. If that was that. But I didn't want to. I wanted a challenge. That's why I said I beat it on hard. Then I went through and did a Master Ninja run with Ryu. And now I'm currently doing a Master Ninja run with Yakimo. Just because I want to. I'm on my third fucking playthrough. But nah, he didn't give it a try. Not at all.
You know, if you want to call it man enough or whatever, at least he was man enough to admit the game's not for him. I don't know what game is for you, to be honest with you, considering that this was a tutorial for the game. So if you can't get past the tutorial in the game, what game can you play? I have to start questioning at this point. In any case, let's go back to the main point of the post, which is about Pirate Nation. So, in my opinion, Ninja Gaiden 4, you know, not too recently we had Ninja Gaiden Black, which I know a lot of people were playing that. But with Ninja Gaiden 4, I never really thought this game was going to do like massive numbers.
Not at all.
I just didn't think it was that kind of a game because the price point is too high, in my opinion. The difficulty is not for the modern gamer, as we've seen from Reforged Gaming and other people. True. By the way, there's other streamers. I want to reiterate, there's other streamers out there that are acting just like Reforged, that are melting down over the difficulty of Ninja Gaiden and quitting the fucking game. Okay, that's just how it goes. And the crowd that's interested in Ninja Gaiden, we've had a dormant series for a long time. So right. That particular crowd, if they're going to play it, they're going to play it. Right. But let's not get it twisted. This game absolutely got cannibalized to some extent. Even if it's a little bit, it got cannibalized by Game Pass and a multitude of other issues where, unfortunately, you know, this is just not for everybody. It's very clear.
It's not.
But if it's not for you, perhaps I would be curious if somebody like Reforged Gaming were to take a key code for Ninja Gaiden 5, if it were to come out. I'd be very curious if you would take a key code.
You would.
Now that you know what the game's about, will you take a key code? I would probably bet to say you would, which is hilarious. So
I think so too.
You guys let me know in the comments down below. What do you think about this entire Ninja Gaiden situation? Do you agree with my sentiment as to why the game is not performing in terms of numbers compared to where people probably thought it was going to? I want people to understand that 100K is not a blanket statement, right? 100K on Steam is not a blanket statement. It just isn't. Right. There are games that have done low like this that have been successful. Sure. It all depends on the budget. It all depends on the intent of the game. Right. Is this low? Yes, I think this is low. But is it a failure? I'm not sure. I would have to find the budget and figure out from there. But there have been other games that have done 80,000, 90,000 concurrent on Steam and have been massive failures. Dragon Age of Veilguard is probably the best example of that, right?
Sure.
So it all depends. You can't look at everything with a blanket statement. You have to kind of break it down and see what the game's about. What kind of market is trying to reach. Is it a mass market? Is it a niche market? Is the budget too high? Is the price too high? There's a multitude of things. But I think this game will 100% be a seller later down the line, especially when they put it on sale. As this game starts to reach the $20 price point on sale, I guarantee you it sells buckets. So you guys let me know in the comments down below. What do you think about this overall? Like the video, comment, and I will see you guys on the next one.
Appreciate you, man. Awesome video. Awesome fucking video. So again, my thoughts, and I'm not going to keep you guys too much longer. But my thoughts are, as I've already laid out the sentiments throughout the entirety of the video. Ninja Gaiden, or Ninja Gaiden, whatever you want to say, it's not a game for everybody. It's never been a game for everybody. And that's where I think a lot of people fail to realize that. They are only playing this game because of its popularity, right? Because of the fact that it's being advertised, right? A lot of streamers are doing it. A lot of streamers are playing the game because of it being advertised and how it looks, and it's bloody and it's fast paced and it's gory and all that good stuff and all that glory stuff, right? But the reality of it is that they actually never played a Ninja Gaiden game in their entire fucking lives. The fact that it is being advertised and the fact that it is being commercialized is one of the reasons as to why we're going to go ahead and play the game. I'm going to play the game because it's being commercialized and I could possibly capitalize on the eyeballs that are on the game and bring them over to my stream. That's what that dude did. That's what that Reforged Gaming guy did. He knew damn well he didn't play those type of games. He already said right at the end that he wasn't into Devil May Cry. Now, I'm not saying Ninja Gaiden is Devil May Cry, but they're very, very parallel. They're very, very close to each other in terms of how they play. Very, very hack and slashes, both of them. You know, at the end of the day, if you've never been into that game, what makes you think you were going to be into this one? Right? Or was it, as we were stated before, you only accepted that code because you wanted to capitalize on the eyeballs that were on the game to try to bring them into your fucking stream? That's what it was. Well, the reason I don't blame him too much also is because he is getting a free game. Just think about that. If you are somebody like him who is one of the type to where they're willing to try anything for the most part, that's within reason, why not accept the code? It's free, right? It's a free code to play a hyped game that could possibly benefit me and benefit the studio based on how I perceive the game to be. Why not take it? So I get that concept. I get that aspect as to why he took the code, right? But I don't fully blame him. As I said, I also blame the major studios. I love Team Ninja, right? Love Team Ninja to death. You guys have to understand your market. You guys have to understand who's actually going to be playing this game. You just can't give out codes willy-nilly to people, because when you do that, that is what happens. You give out the code to this fucking guy who never played this type of game before. Then he goes on to shit on the game, which now in turn, especially if he has loyal followers, would then revert to them to where now they're going to shit on a game just solely because he shit on the game. You see what I'm saying? That's why I say I don't fully blame him. I blame the studio as well. They're both at fault because you knew you didn't play this type of game, yet you accepted the code. But I can understand why you accepted the code, because it's a hype game, which gives you the opportunity to probably get some eyeballs. Okay? Then the studio, okay, this is a guy who's got some type of following, so we'll give him a code real quick so that possibly he can bring in some of our, bring some foot traffic our way. But the double-edged sword in that regard, or the catch-22, if you will, is that this motherfucker may shit on the game, or this motherfucker may actually be someone who's never played this game before, which in fact he turned out to be. So you're screwed either way. Now, touching on a quick point of him talking about as far as the game's performance goes, I mean, I kind of already knew that. You know what I'm saying? Me being a super fan, there's not a lot of super fans of Ninja Gaiden. There's not a lot of super fans of Ninja Gaiden at all. He used the perfect word in his post, which is niche. It is a very niche game. Not a lot of people play Ninja Gaiden. Not a lot of people played Ninja Gaiden when it came out. Prior to, back in when it first came out in 2004 on regular Xbox. Not a lot of people played it. But it was difficult. But then they came out with Ninja Gaiden Black, which was even more difficult than the 2004 version. Again, as I said, in its era, it was the Souls-like of its time. So not a lot of people played it. It was very niche, very action-packed, very, very unnerving, extremely overbearing, right? Extremely overbearing, especially if you're not used to that type of stuff. So I get it. So the fact that you have all that coupled with, as he said, the high price point, which is true. It is $69.99. It is a high price point game, but it is a AAA studio as well. So that's a AAA fucking price. You're not going to have a lot of people to purchase it. You're not going to have a lot of people to buy it. And then on top of that, just seeing as all of that coupled with each other, you're going to get people, like he said, that's going to make excuses on why they should return the game and not play the game because of that. It's too hard, right? So when they say that it's too hard, they can easily be like, well, this game is too fucking hard. I want to get off of it, so I'm going to return it and get my money back. And then that's just the, a byproduct of it. Oh, I get to keep my money back too because it also was, yes, too expensive. So all that coupled together is kind of, I'm not going to say a recipe for disaster, but we can all kind of see where it's going. We see the path in which it's heading. So it's not a surprise to me that it's not a lot of people playing the game. It's really not. I mean, it's not for everybody. So it is what it is. I enjoyed it. I love it. As I said, I'm on my 3rd playthrough right now. So it is what it is. But again, companies and streamers, stop accepting codes for stuff that you know damn well you don't fucking play, and stop playing these games that you know damn well you don't fucking play. The only reason you're playing it is for hopefully some opportunity of eyeballs. We got to get back to regular, classy gaming to where people would genuinely game for a game that they were highly interested in, who did research on the game, who watched many videos of the game and was excited for the game to come out, and then they played it. What we need, those type of streamers, not the money hungry, attention seeking streamers, right? Y'all stop that shit. And companies, stop giving your code out to people who aren't deserving of your code. You need to get your code out to people who love the game and would love to see the game succeed and would just love to get a hands-on experience for their title. Bless them with early access. Bless them with stuff, right? That's who you need to. Yeah, they may not have the biggest following in the world, but some of these people who don't have the biggest following in the world are some of the genuinest people that will extremely love your game. Those are the people that deserve the codes, not fucks like him who are just going to sit on there and get the game and complain. That's all I'm saying. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me here. I appreciate you guys tuning in and watching to its completion. Hypnotic, shout out to that. That was a great video. Great points. I mean, we pretty much are on the same goddamn wavelength. The original video, his entire video, will be in the description below. So you guys can go over there, shout out, and basically give him a follow, right? I know he's a bigger platform than me, but still, every follow helps, every like helps, all that stuff helps. So give him a subscribe over there, right? And also, while you're at it, you guys can go ahead and like and share this video and subscribe to this channel as well. As again, as I said, those things are free, but they do help everybody and help everybody succeed. So we appreciate it. Now, as I like to always say, guys, keep living, keep loving, and keep gaming. I will see you guys in the next one. I'm out.
Voices in my mind.